You know how Marvel fans have been asking for years, can we please have a Black Widow solo film? Well, guess what? Now we have one. Sort of. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be discussing the latest film from Francis Lawrence, the chap who directed the last 3 of the Hunger Games films, which of course starred Jennifer Lawrence. Those two aren't related, Francis Lawrence and Jennifer Lawrence, just in case you're wondering. But yeah, they've tag teamed up again to make this new spy/thriller film called Red Sparrow. Here, J-Lo plays a Russian ballerina called Dominika, who is recruited by her uncle Vanya, who's played by Matthias Schoenaerts, to join this spy organization, which is known as the Sparrows. And here they teach the students how to seduce their targets, extract information, and kill them if necessary. You seeing the parallels to Black Widow yet? Dominika's first assignment is to get close to a US agent called Nate Nash, who is played by Joel Edgerton, in order to find out the name of a mole within the organization. And because she's a first-time agent, we watch Dominika see how far she'll go, and we know that if she fails, there's a good chance the organization that she works for might kill her, and her mother will no longer be provided for, which is why she's doing this in the first place. I was quite excited for this film because anybody that knows me knows that I am a big fan of Jennifer Lawrence. She is the only actor/actress that I've actually seen everything that she has done because I am such a big fan of her work. Yep, even the episode of Monk that she did. Literally only watched it for her. And she's fortunate enough now to be very selective with the roles that she chooses. And her teaming up with director Francis Lawrence again, along with a superb supporting cast which includes Charlotte Rampling, Joel Edgerton, Jeremy Irons and Douglas Hodge, sounded like it was going to be an extremely enjoyable experience. But sadly, there was no joy, no pun intended, to be found watching Red Sparrow. And not just because this film is quite intense and designed to make you feel uncomfortable. There's another Jennifer Lawrence film which is also very intense and uncomfortable, and I adored that film, and that was Mother. I couldn't praise that film enough. But Red Sparrow, whilst being stylish and also has a terrific score by James Newton Howard, feels rather empty. The first 10 minutes were actually very well done. We're introduced to Dominika, who is a prima ballerina for the Bolshoi Ballet by night, and through the day she takes care of a sick mother. Running parallel to this is Joel Edgerton's subplot. He is a US agent called Nate Nash who is trying to get some information from an informant. And Francis Lawrence cleverly cuts back and forth between Dominika performing at the Bolshoi and Nate's operation. It slowly builds to a crescendo, which actually made me jump. Not a jump scare, but a jump reaction because I didn't see what was coming, and I thought that was executed beautifully. But from then on, the film becomes a bit stilted. We watch Dominika graft her way through Sparrow School, undertaking rather disturbing practices. I was engaged and interested for that because it was quite interesting in a disturbing way. But then when Dominika gets given her first mission, it kind of feels like the viewers are pushed to the side and we become spectators, and we're not as involved in the story as much. I didn't feel very attached to her character, so there was a bit of a disconnect from me and what was happening on the screen. It's a bit of a slow burn film. Most of the scenes are quite talky and there is a lot of setup. But the film's climax, which was done quite well, didn't feel very cathartic. Again, this is probably because I didn't feel very invested in Dominika as a character. There was a distance between us, the audience, and her, so the ending didn't feel as powerful as it should have been. So what's good about it then? Well, for starters, it doesn't dumb anything down for its audience. It's refreshing to see a sleek spy film take a more mature approach. And with an A-list cast, it's enough to draw you in. But I was a fly lured into this particular honey trap, and the nectar here is more bitter than sweet. And again, the score by James Newton Howard was wonderful, reminiscent of early Hitchcock. It's just a shame the film itself lacks the panache of Hitchcock's work. And the use of setting is impressive as well, both the interior and exterior. This film was shot in London, Budapest, and Moscow, and yeah, director Francis Lawrence is always very good at giving you geographical establishing shots. But then again, most spy films are very good at doing that. You only have to look at the James Bond films. So what doesn't work? Well, most of the supporting cast are a bit one-noted, particularly anyone who is Russian. They're either relegated to someone who's a sleazeball, a pervert, an icy manipulator, or gosh darn evil. Even J-Lo I was a little bit underwhelmed by, and that's coming from someone who loves her. I had real difficulty getting behind her in this film. And some of the dialogue is a bit overdone, which sounds like it was created by the marketing team behind this film, just to be used for the trailers. Some of my favourite culprits that I jotted down whilst watching this film include, "Don't give him all of you. That is how you survive. The West has grown weak, drunk on shopping and social media. And every human being is a puzzle of need." Not quite as bad as the Tomb Raider, "it's a colour puzzle" tripe, but yeah, it's still spurious nonetheless. So guys, to conclude, Red Sparrow tries very hard to be an intelligent thriller, but ultimately lacks any semblance of soul. It's ambitious because of how many scenes actually include sexual abuse, manipulation, torture, as well as grotesque violence. I was fine with it, but for a lot of people they would probably find this disturbing. So let's ask the 3 questions. Would I watch this again? Well, sadly, this is one Jennifer Lawrence film that I will not be watching again. Mother, yes, but this? Nah. Would I recommend that you guys watch it? I wish there was enough positive stuff in this for me to say that it's worth your time and money, but genuinely no, I wouldn't recommend this for anyone. And what score am I going to give it? Well, it sounds pretty brutal, but I'm going to give Red Sparrow a score of 2.5 out of 10. Let's just hope the actual Black Widow solo movie gets it right. So my quick question for you today, guys, is what is your favourite spy film? Are you a fan of a particular Bond film? Or Bridge of Spies? Or perhaps The Kingsman? Or even Melissa McCarthy's Spy? God knows there's plenty of options out there. What do you think? Be sure to pop your thoughts in the comment section below. And if you do like the vids, don't forget to click subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Airfield, and I'll see you next time.